Have you ever wondered what it would be like to actually be a top 5% of the people applying to physical therapy school? We hear this phrase a lot, right? Physical therapy school is so competitive to get accepted into. They only accept top 5% of applicants, blah, blah, blah. And it seems so crazy and out of reach, but it's really not. And wondering what would it actually mean to be in this top 5% is what I'm here to answer today. And so before I do that, I want to introduce myself. I'm Janine. I'm a physical therapist. I help future physical therapists get accepted into physical therapy school. Why do I do this? Because when I was applying to school, I was overwhelmed. I was confused. I was stressed. It was such a challenge for absolutely no reason. And I feel like so many people give up on their dream because of this challenge. And I'm here to help you guys so that you don't have to go through that. So, what does it take to be the top 5% of PT school applicants? Well, it comes down to a couple of things. The biggest thing is that you want to make sure you're asking yourself the right questions and going about this with the right mindset. So are you going with the mindset of, I have to be like this person and this person that got accepted into that school and X, Y, and Z because they have a 3.8 GPA and they have this and that and blah, blah, blah. Or are you sitting there and you asking, what is this school looking for in an applicant? Because it's easy to get into option number one. But let me tell you something. That option is most likely going to lead you to self-doubt, negative thoughts, and more stress and overwhelm that you didn't even need because it's already overwhelming and stressful. And the other people are not the experts, okay? The schools are the ones making the decision. So you should be focusing your energy on what would this physical therapy school look for in an applicant? And what is their ideal student? Because when it comes down to it, essentially, what would a really great potential physical therapist look like? And so that is the question and the name of the game that you want to ask. So, when it comes to comparing yourselves to other people, it's so easy to get trapped in that. But I want to tell you that you need to stop doing that because it's just not right. Everyone's journey in this process is going to be different, and just because you don't have a certain GPA or a GRE score or observation hours doesn't mean that you can't get accepted. And so I think that's where a lot of people fail as well, because even if they on paper might have a really strong application, they still might not be a good fit for a school because they look like they just copied and pasted someone else's application, So in that aspect, I want to push you guys to be unique, to be yourself, to add things to your resume that will help you stand out a little bit. So don't be afraid to include things that aren't PT specific, but we'll get to that in a minute. I want to talk about the PT specific stuff. Something that I did that really helped me was I decided I'm going to become the expert and the go-to person for all things anatomy. So I studied my butt off for anatomy. I became to be a basically a tutor for the class. And then I was a tutor for two other classes, or not tutor, but a TA for two other classes that were based off of anatomy, biomechanics. And so that I became the expert and the person that was that's who people went to on campus for help. Now on paper that looks great, and as well as some other things academic based. But however, when it comes down to it, this is a profession where we are connecting with people on a daily basis, right? And everyone is very different. People have different interests, different likes, different dislikes, different things that light them up and that they want to talk about. And so having other cool things about you is gonna make you that much better of a clinician, because you're gonna have something else that is gonna connect you with the patient. Even if you have total different ages, different genders, different, walks of life, you could potentially still connect with someone because you guys both play guitar or you love fishing, something like that. And so those things are very important as well. You obviously don't want to have just those things. You want to have a variety of things in your application. And so making your application not only the best you possibly can. So, when I mention all these things, I want you to think about like you're doing everything you can in your power. You might have 3 months left of school and you feel like, okay, well, it's probably too late to do this. No, it's not. You can still add to your application. So make that 3 months grind time. You're going to add to whatever you can. Get involved in opportunities on campus, off campus, whatever you can. Get involved in research. Utilize any time that you have and take action. Because you don't want to look back and think, I could have done more, And so with that mindset, as well as the mindset of being a well-rounded applicant and understanding that you gotta tune out the noise, asking yourself, what is the school that I want to apply to, potentially looking for in an applicant? And then pushing yourself to become that, whether that means trying to improve your grades, adding extra things to your resume, getting up that GRE score, getting different observation hours. And so, with that being said, if you guys are still like, where do I even start? I want to just invite you to join me in my community. I'm here to guide you. You can access my website at undergradgrowth.com. It's all one word. And you can also, I will put the link in my bio. I have tons of courses, opportunities that you can get involved in to learn more on this process and just figure out exactly what you need to do in order to stand out. And if you really put all of these things into action, there's no doubt in my mind that you will be that top 5%. So I will see you guys in the next video.